On the surface, the case is straightforward. Was an overcoat stolen from the director's cloakroom at the factory of Wright Samkins Metals Limited by Graham Eddingburn, employed there as personnel manager?
Call Detective Inspector
What starts with a
Barber.
whimper, however, can often end in a bang. Eddingburn has pleaded not guilty and has elected to be tried by jury in Fulchester Crown Court.
I swear by Almighty God, the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Detective Inspector Barber, CID Fulchester.
Inspector Barber, did you visit the accused on a day in September last?
Yes, sir. As a result of information about a missing overcoat from Wright Samkins Metals Factory, Brickhouse Road, Headington, I visited the accused on September the 9th at 11 a.m. at his house, 18 Priory Avenue, Real Market, Kent. I said to him, I'm investigating the disappearance from the director's cloakroom at Wright Samkins Metals Factory, Brickhouse Road, of an overcoat belonging to Mr. Philip Samkins. He said, well, at first he said he didn't know what I was talking about.
He said you didn't know what you were talking about?
No, sir.
Yes?
Well, I then asked him if it was true that he had a key to the washroom and cloakroom, which he made use of in which to wash or hang up his coat, etc., and he said yes, sir.
Go on.
I asked him if he'd taken the coat.
What did he say?
He said he hadn't. I asked him if he was sure. He said he was sure.
Yes, well, we've reached the point where he said that he was sure he hadn't taken the coat. What happened then?
I asked him if he'd like to make sure.
Make sure of what?
That he hadn't taken the coat, my lord.
Yes. Do you think we could get along a little more quickly, Mr. Fry?
Yes, my lord. And did he make sure?
Yes, sir. He walked along the hallway and I looked in his cloakroom.
What did you find?
Mr. Samkins' coat, sir.
May we see it, please? Now, is that the coat, Inspector?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 1, my lord. Well, as we can see, that's an expensive-looking coat. It looks soft to the touch. It's made of black wool and mohair and has a velvet collar and cuffs. What did he say then?
He said, good Lord.
Is that all?
Well, at first, yes, sir. I cautioned him and he said nothing. I asked him to accompany me to the police station. He said, are you going to charge me? I said, yes. He said, this is ridiculous. He went with me to the police station where he was subsequently cautioned and charged.
We might as well know what he said then.
He said, I didn't know it was in the cupboard, sir.
Cupboard?
Yes, he called his cloakroom a cupboard, my lord.
I see.
He said, I must have picked it up and taken it home thinking it was mine. And then he said, this is monstrous.
Did you examine this cupboard, Inspector?
Yes, sir.
Yes, well, I'm going to show you a plan. Exhibit 2, my lord. Do you know what it is, Inspector?
Yes, sir. It's a plan of Mr. Eddingburn's cloakroom.
Have you any objection, Mr. Lotterby, to this going in now?
No, my lord, I've seen it. It's accurate.
Well, now, you'll see that this cupboard, located in the hallway underneath the stairs, is 6 foot high and 4 foot wide, with a sloping ceiling and a 7 foot high wall at the back. Now, there are some steps down to this back wall. Would somebody have had to go down these steps to get to the hooks at the back?
Yes, sir.
Where had this coat been hanging, Inspector?
On the back wall, sir.
And how far is it to the back wall?
3 yards, sir.
So to hang this coat on the back wall, would Mr. Eddingburn have had to go down the steps and to the back?
Yes, sir.
What else did you find in the cupboard, Inspector?
Mr. Eddingburn's own coat, sir.
May we see that, please? Exhibit 3, my lord. Well, that appears to be of a different texture. It's a different shade of black, and it has no velvet collar and cuffs.
Yes, sir.
Where was this coat hanging, Inspector?
On a hook just inside the door on the right, on the...
And would Mr. Eddingburn have had to go down the steps to hang this coat up?
No, sir. He could have reached in, picked it up by just reaching in, sir.
At this time, how long had Mr. Samkins' coat been missing?
5 days, sir.
And had Mr. Eddingburn noticed it in his cupboard during that time, according to him?
Well, he said he hadn't, sir, no.
Was it on a hanger?
Yes, sir.
And was Mr. Eddingburn's coat on a hanger?
No, sir.
Now, were there any other coats at the back of the cupboard, Inspector?
Yes, sir. There was some old jackets and gardening coats.
Were they clean or dirty?
Dirty, sir.
On hangers?
No, sir.
Mr. Fry, do you think you could push this along a bit?
I've no more questions, my lord. Thank you, Inspector, that's all.
Was there a light in this cupboard, Inspector?
No, sir.
How did you see at the back?
With a torch, sir. Mr. Erringbourne's own torch. But it was easy to see his coat
No,
because
thank
it
you,
was hanging
Inspector. I
just
didn't
beside...
ask you about that. Does it surprise you that this coat, Mr. Samkin's coat, remained at the back for 5 days without being noticed?
It's difficult to say, sir, but what did surprise
I
me...
didn't ask you what else surprised you, Inspector. Does it surprise you that Mr. Samkin's coat remained unnoticed?
No, sir.
Thank you. Now, as to Mr. Erringbourne's behaviour throughout this whole event, your arriving on his doorstep, finding the coat, charging him, all your dealings with Mr. Erringbourne, would you say that he behaved mysteriously, guiltily, as if he was acting or hiding something?
Which question would you like me to answer first, sir?
Oh, I see. It's going to be like that, is it? Well, it's all one question, Inspector. Just answer it, please. Did he behave as if he was a liar, trying to cover up for a deliberate wrongdoing with this excuse about having taken it by mistake?
No, sir. He seemed to be taken by surprise.
Genuine surprise?
It's difficult to say, sir.
Oh, don't keep on saying that, Inspector. You've had many dealings with people who try to wriggle out of a situation.
I'm not equipped to make judgments like that, sir.
I'm not asking you about your equipment, Inspector. Did he behave with genuine surprise and shock when he realized he had taken this coat in error? Was he genuine in your opinion?
He seems so, sir, but I repeat, I'm not equipped to make those judgments.
Did he offer to make recompense, to apologize to Mr. Samkins?
Yes, sir.
Did he appear to bear a grudge against him? Was he angry? Did he cry vengeance?
You really must let the witness answer one question at a time, Mr. Lotterby. Did he make any remarks which could have been taken as antagonism towards Mr. Samkins?
No, my lord.
That was your question, wasn't it, Mr. Lotterby?
Part of it, yes. I'm most grateful to your lordship.
Mr. Fry, I gather there is no conflict between you and Mr. Lotterby as to whether the accused took the coat. I assume he claims he took it mistakenly.
That is so, my lord.
And the line the prosecution is taking is to establish that he took that coat not to wear it, sell it, or gain in any way by purloining it.
Yes, my lord.
But that he took it out of some kind of malice.
Yes, my lord.
That will be the line that you're taking, Mr. Fry.
Yes, my lord.
And no doubt we shall hear some more about it in due course.
We certainly shall, Lord, but I call this witness merely to establish certain geographical facts.
I'm trying to make the position clear to the jury, Mr. Fry.
I am grateful for your lordship's assistance.
Thank you, my lord. Now, Inspector, I'd like you to cast your mind back to your first meeting with Mr. Samkins. Did you have any conversation with him about suspects?
Yes, sir.
You have a record of that conversation?
No, sir, but I can remember it.
Did he mention people of whom he was suspicious?
Yes, sir. Only Mr. Erringbourne, sir.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, sir.
Nobody else?
No, sir.
But there were others who could have taken Mr. Samkin's coat, others with keys to that cloakroom or access to them. Maintenance men.
Yes, sir. I conducted comprehensive investigations of them, sir.
Oh, I'm sure you did. But he didn't mention that he felt it could be one of several people.
Well, I asked him about the others, sir.
Would it be true to say that at all times he suspected Mr. Erringbourne?
Yes, sir.
In fact, Mr. Samkins tried to direct your attention exclusively to investigating Mr. Erringbourne.
Yes, sir.
Did he say Mr. Erringbourne had stolen his coat or merely taken it?
Stolen it.
Did he tell you why he thought Mr. Erringbourne had stolen it? Do you remember that? Did he give you any theories?
Well, he said he thought it was to get his own back for Mr. Samkins dismissing him.
From his job as personnel manager?
Yes, sir.
Did he say to you that he had any direct evidence that Mr. Erringbourne had stolen his coat? I mean, had he seen him take it? Had
No.
anybody?
No.
Did he have any, what do you call them, clues?
No, sir.
No further questions.
Did Mr. Samkins make anything else plain to you, Inspector? Did he give any other reason why he was pinpointing Mr. Erringbourne?
Yes, he said that he'd eliminated all possible suspects. He said they couldn't have done it.
But you gave due consideration as to whether or not this was so.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Inspector. Do you have any questions, my lord?
No, thank you, Mr. Fry. You may leave the witness box.
Call Philip Reginald Samkins.
Philip Reginald Samkins, please. Come this way, sir.
What is your religion?
Church of England.
Take the book in your right hand and read aloud the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Philip Reginald Samkins?
Yes, I am.
And you live at Fir Trees, Grove Lane, Headingham?
Yes.
And you were, until February of this year, the managing director of the Wright Samkins Metal Company at Brickhouse Road, Headingham?
Yes, I was.
Was the defendant, Graham Erringbourne, employed by you?
He was my personnel manager.
For how long?
9 years.
What was your relationship with him over that time?
Very good relationship until this trouble started.
Yes, well, I'd like to come to that in a little while, if you don't mind, Mr. Samkins. What about your relationship with the other employees, the workers in the factory?
It was very harmonious. We never had a strike. It was a model factory.
You saw to that?
I did, yes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there are 3 separate cloakrooms at Wright Samkins.
That's right, yes. There's one for the workers, and with a section for the management staff, one for the directors and one for the ladies.
This section for the management staff, is it a subsection of the workers' cloakroom, so to speak?
It is, yes.
Did Mr. Erringburn use that cloakroom?
He did up to a year ago.
And what happened then?
Well, he came to me one day and asked if he might use the director's cloakroom.
Did he say why?
He said it was more in keeping with his status.
His status? But wasn't his status exactly the same as that of the other 6 members of the managerial staff at Wright Samkins who used the other cloakroom?
Yes, it was.
And are they content to going on using that cloakroom?
Yes, they were.
Nevertheless, you acceded to his request.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Well, anything for a quiet life. I didn't really mind where anybody put their coat. And the directors didn't mind either. I don't think it ever came up. So long as Mr. Erringburn was happy, that was the great thing.
So you had no antagonism towards Mr. Erringburn?
None at all. If I had, I needn't have acceded to his request.
Well, now, let us come to this day in September last when you found your overcoat to be missing. Would you tell us about that, please?
Well, it was about 6 o'clock. I went into the cloakroom, and as I came out, I put my hand up to get my coat, and it had gone.
Do you always hang your overcoat in the same place in the cloakroom?
Yes, I do.
On a hanger?
Yes.
And was the hanger there?
Yes, it was. Someone had slipped the coat off the hanger and taken it.
Where did Mr. Erringburn hang his coat in relation to your coat, that is?
On a hook on the wall opposite.
Did he always hang it there? Always or just sometimes?
Always. It was his place, just as mine was mine.
So there was no chance that he might possibly have mistaken your coat for his?
My Lord. Yes, Mr. Lotterby, that is a question for the jury, Mr. Fry, not the witness.
Very well, my Lord. On September the 4th, did you see Mr. Erringburn's coat hanging there at all?
I can't remember.
But was it hanging there when you came to get your coat at 6 o'clock?
No, there was no coat hanging there.
Now, we're given to understand that when you notified the police about this missing coat, you blamed Mr. Erringburn instantly. You didn't suspect anybody else, we are told, even though you had no direct evidence to implicate Mr. Erringburn. Is that correct?
Well, it is and it isn't, if you see what I mean. I didn't suspect him at once. For 3 days I made my own inquiries, eliminating everybody else first, and then when I was forced to the conclusion, reluctantly, it was Mr. Erringburn, I went to the police.
So it was a process of elimination?
Well, it was more than that.
More?
Yes, I don't really want to say this, but I suppose I shall have to. There had been a series of spiteful, petty incidents occurring throughout the whole of August, ever since I was compelled to give Mr. Erringburn his notice of dismissal.
Ah, you had to dismiss him?
Yes, I was forced to.
Why, Mr. Samkins?
Well, he was declared to be redundant.
These incidents which you call petty and spiteful, Mr. Samkins, would you describe the nature of them, please?
Well, they were stupid actions on the part of Mr. Erringburn that happened at all times of the day whenever we happened to meet. They were very, very childish. They were very silly.
May we hear some of them, please?
Well, it started when he created this unholy row after he'd received his notice of dismissal. He stormed into my office and said that I promised to keep him on until the factory finally closed. I pointed out I'd never made any such promise, whereupon he lost his temper and he tipped over one of my chairs.
Were there other incidents?
Yes, I was in my office on another occasion and he came in, deliberately dropped a pile of papers in front of me and then walked out without picking them up.
Walked into your office?
Yes.
Dropped the papers on the desk?
Yes.
And walked out again?
Yes.
Did he say anything? Explain why?
No, he didn't say a thing. He just dropped them and walked out.
Did this sort of thing happen again?
Yes. On another occasion, I was in a corridor and I was confronted by Mr. Erringburn. I couldn't get by for a moment. And then I overheard him say something like, even worms turn, I think.
Even what turn?
Worms, my lord.
What did he mean by that? Who was supposed to be the worm?
I think he was calling himself the worm, my lord.
And what did you take that to mean?
Well, I thought he inferred that he was going to get his own back on me in some sort of way. I don't know.
Did he do anything else?
Yes, on another occasion I was in my office and I looked out of my window and I saw him in the car park. As he passed my car, he got hold of the wing mirror and wrenched it in an effort to break it off.
He bent the wing mirror back.
Yes, he did.
Could it have been an accident?
I wished it could have been, my lord. I wished they all could have been. No, he just stood there, got hold of the mirror and bent it.
Anything else?
Well, he sent a ridiculous letter in which he put words like traitor and Judas and talked of retribution.
What kind of retribution?
I think it was supposed to come from above, my lord.
An elegiac retribution, not of this world.
No, my lord.
What do the Judas and traitor refer to?
I think I was a traitor to my class because I was collaborating with the workers.
Do you have this letter?
No, I'm afraid not, my lord. I was so angry I tore it up.
When you eliminated everybody else from your suspicions, Mr. Samkins, why did you indicate to the police that you thought that Mr. Erringburn had stolen your coat?
Well, it followed on. It was sort of in character.
Was there any malice in your telling the police that he'd stolen your coat?
No, none whatsoever.
Have you ever felt any malice towards Mr. Erringburn?
No, I have not.
And there was no malice, I'm sorry, but we must be sure about this, there was no malice behind your notice of dismissal to Mr. Erringburn?
10 years ago, soon after my partner died, we went public and I lost overall control of the factory. And a year ago, much against my wishes, I must add, we were taken over by a larger firm called Titus Metal Corporation. They declared their intention of closing us down and developing the site as an office block.
Samkins, are we not straying a scintilla from the overcoat?
My lord, there is a connection between these matters and the events before the court.
Then I would be grateful if you would establish it, Mr. Fry.
Yes, my lord. Mr. Samkins, is the point you're making near at hand?
Yes, it is coming up.
We were talking about the reasons for your dismissal of Mr. Erringburn.
Yes, well, I had to dismiss everyone, you see. The new factory, they wanted to take us over completely empty so as they could get on with their development. So I had to dismiss everyone, phase them out.
Thank you, Mr. Samkins.
Mr. Samkins, you say you had reason to believe that Mr. Erringburn had stolen your overcoat. Not just taken it, stolen it.
Yes.
And that was why you went to the police with his name.
Yes. I thought it was in recrimination. You know, he really believed that I'd dismissed him unfairly. And that wasn't true. He was trying to get his own back, as he threatened.
Well, let's recall that meeting, that so-called unholy scene you mentioned just now.
Willingly.
It was you who lost your temper, wasn't it?
No, I remained perfectly cool.
Now, stop me when I go wrong, Mr. Samkins. He reminded you of your promise to keep him on until the factory closed. Then he accused you of victimizing him, of making him into a scapegoat, of recriminating against him, of sacking him early on to placate certain workers in the factory.
So you make it sound as though the conversation was a perfectly normal conversation. In point of fact, he blew his top. His accusations were atrocious. He behaved histrionically.
This knocking over the chair, this hysteria you speak of, it's all your own invention, isn't it?
No, it isn't. That's absurd.
Yes, Mr. Samkins, it is absurd, inventing all these ridiculous stories, these incidents you've described. They're all lies, aren't they? Malicious lies.
I'm sorry to say it, they are perfectly true.
Well, I'm sorry to say it too, Mr. Samkins, but this whole farrago about dropping papers, bending mirrors, sending letters, it's all a fiction, isn't it?
No, it is not.
Did anyone else see Mr. Erringburn drop these papers in front of you?
No, I was alone in the office at the time.
This Judas letter, it's all gone now, is it? All torn up?
Yes, I've already explained that.
Was anyone with you when you saw Mr. Erringburn bend the mirror in the car park?
No, I was on my own.
Did you tell anybody about it?
No, I didn't, and if you want to know why...
Oh, never mind about that for now, Mr. Samkins. Even worms turn. Anyone else hear him say that?
No, it was me he was niggling at.
So every single act of so-called malice that you have so carefully recounted to this court took place out of the sight or earshot of any other witness. We've only your word for it that these things ever happened, haven't we?
I'm afraid so, yes.
Right, well now, Mr. Samkins, now you may tell this court why you have kept so quiet about these incidents, why you didn't tell anybody else.
Well, I felt sorry for him. I didn't want him to be made to look a fool, even though he was behaving in this idiotic fashion.
You were protecting Mr. Erringburn.
I was protecting him against himself.
You were protecting him against himself. Well, you have no compunction about pressing this charge against him, have you? I suppose you understand what will happen to him if he's convicted of it. In all probability, his career will be ended. Personnel manager steals managing director's coat. Well, you can imagine the future for Mr. Erringburn, can't you?
Yes, well, stealing the coat was the last straw. I felt I couldn't protect him any longer.
So now you've decided to let it all out, have you?
Yes.
Well, if you've decided to let it out, we must let it out too, mustn't we? The whole truth. as against this rigmarole of letters you can't produce and incidents that exist only in the recesses of your mind. Why have you invented them, these incidents?
I haven't.
Why have you come here to tell lies about Mr. Edinburgh? Lies which, if they are believed, could provide a substantial motive for this supposed theft.
I repeat, I haven't.
Then I will suggest to you several reasons why you have come into this court and attempted to blacken Mr. Edinburgh's name in this way.
I'll be very interested to hear your suggestions.
Then you shall, Mr. Samkins. Is there or is there not an illegal occupation at the factory you've now vacated? A work-in? Is it going on at this moment?
Yes, it is.
Is this illegal occupation of Wright Samkins Metals being conducted by your ex-employees?
Yes.
More than 200 of them?
I believe so, yes.
With your blessing, Mr. Samkins?
I have nothing at all.
With your blessing, Mr. Samkins?
It doesn't matter whether it has my blessing. I have nothing
Do
to
you
do...
sympathise with these workers who are conducting work-ins in your factory, or should I say your ex-factory?
Yes, I do.
So you sympathise with this work-in?
Yes.
You knew that certain shop stewards at your factory were planning this work-in while you were still managing director of the old company, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You know, do you not, the two shop stewards, Messrs. Drake and Steele, had approached Mr. Edinburgh with an invitation to participate in this work-in on the closure of the factory?
No, I didn't.
Oh, come now, Mr. Samkins, you were aware of that, weren't you?
I was not.
Messrs. Drake and Steele informed you that they had invited Mr. Edinburgh to take part... Let me finish, please. That they'd invited him to take part in this illegal act, that he'd refused because he didn't want to break the law, and that you then began a vendetta against him. Now, I put it to you that his refusal to participate in this work-in is only one of the several reasons why you've come here in this court and told these vicious lies about Mr. Edinburgh, who is completely blameless of this charge.
That is quite untrue.
You're coming into this court asking us to believe that you are an honourable man whose word is to be trusted implicitly without any palpable evidence whatsoever to substantiate it?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm going to put the reverse to you, Mr. Samkins, and suggest that you have behaved both with Mr. Edinburgh and the workers at your factory with extreme duplicity. Not just here in this court with these lies about this gentleman's behaviour, and not just over the period of Mr. Edinburgh's dismissal, but over a period of 9 years. A man whose word is not to be trusted, Mr. Samkins, neither here nor anywhere.
I don't know what you want me to answer to that.
It is the truth, isn't it?
It is not. It is a fatuous allegation.
Well, it's not a fatuous allegation, is it, that you'll end up better off as a result of this takeover? To the tune of £65,000, Mr. Samkins?
The case of the Queen against Edinburgh will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. In Fulchester Crown Court today, Graham Edinburgh, until recently personnel manager of Wright Samkins Metals Limited, is facing a charge of stealing an overcoat from the director's cloakroom shortly after he was made redundant. What appeared at first to be a simple case of theft has spread its net to include allegations of malice and evidence about a working taking place at this moment in the newly taken over factory. Philip Samkins, the owner of the missing coat, is being cross-examined.
Mr. Fry, Mr. Lotterby, may I issue a caution? In all this talk of work-ins and the policies of certain companies, can we bear in mind that we are concerned with one question only? Was it the accused that took that overcoat?
Yes, my lord.
I have it very much in mind, my lord.
And I'd be very grateful if you would spend our time only on matters which will help our understanding of that issue.
As your lordship pleases. Now, Mr. Samkins, you had received what is commonly known as a golden handshake from the company that was taking over your factory.
Yes.
How much was it?
£65,000.
So your relationship with the incoming company was a good one. No doubt a real handshake, perhaps a glass of champagne.
Yeah, no champagne, but very amicable.
Meanwhile, you were organising a work-in in collusion with certain of your shop stewards in order to frustrate the handing over of your factory.
No, that is not true.
Are you suggesting that Mr. Samkins, as managing director of Wright Samkins, was planning a work-in in his own factory?
That is not true.
I was not addressing you at this moment.
Precisely that, my lord.
Now, what have you to say to that?
Well, I'm saying it's absurd.
But earlier you said that you sympathised with the proposed trespassing by these men.
Yes, well, I sympathise because it was once my own factory. I disagree with it being torn down and developed as a factory, as an office site. I argued this point with the Titus Metal Corporation on several occasions. And having to dismiss these people just broke my heart. I mean, why should they have to lose their jobs, be dispersed and leave the area?
Yes, Mr. Samkins, your opinions, your political opinions belong on a public platform, not inside a court of law.
It's nothing to do with my political opinions.
We'll deal with those later, if you don't mind.
I was merely answering his lordship's question.
Will you now answer defending counsel's question?
You had to sack 300 workers.
Reluctantly, yes.
Did you call them in one at a time and shake their hands?
No, I sent them a letter.
After you had given Mr. Edingburn the job of dismissing them?
As personnel manager, it was his job.
He saw them all personally and commiserated with them. Did he see them all personally and commiserate with them?
My lord, I don't want to make it any harder for Mr. Edingburn. Already I've held back many things.
Held what back?
Well, things that would have gone against Mr. Edingburn.
Mr. Lotterby, can you assure me that this question has a direct bearing upon the charge?
Yes, my lord. It concerns the motivation for my suggestion that this witness has fabricated the charge against the defendant.
Then answer the question, Mr. Samkins.
Well, he didn't deal with it very well at all.
Now, what was your complaint about Mr. Edingburn's conduct in carrying through the phasing out of the factory?
Well, he picked on the so-called troublemakers and got rid of them first.
And who were these people?
Members of the Works Committee.
Including Mr. Drake and Mr. Steele?
Yes.
The two shop stewards who were organising this work-in with you?
Not with me, no.
But you objected to Mr. Edingburn dismissing them and reinstated them above his head?
Yes. I told him to run down the paint shop first. But he ignored my direction and picked on the troublemakers.
You didn't, in fact, give him any such direction, did you?
Yes, I did. I've just said so. I'm not accustomed to being accused of lying.
I'm not accusing you of anything, Mr. Samkins, but isn't it more exact to say that Mr. Edingham, without any pre-knowledge of this work-in, inadvertently dismissed two of the conspirators who came to you and asked to be reinstated, and you acceded?
No, it is not.
And when these two friends of yours on the shop floor later informed you that Mr. Edingburn had rejected their invitation to him to take part in the work-in, you quickly got rid of him. You sacked him right away, didn't you, instead of at the end of his time?
It's nothing to do with what I'd heard. Mr. Edingburn was dismissed according to the schedule.
Now, when you found this coat missing from the cloakroom, here was mud to throw. You decided to frame Mr. Edingburn.
Look, I went very reluctantly to the police. In giving evidence here against Mr. Edingburn, I do without relish, I do assure you.
Well, perhaps you're beginning to think this is all a storm in a teacup, are you?
I certainly didn't think it would go this far.
Hoped is surely the word you meant to use, Mr. Samkins. Was he a good manager, your Mr. Edingburn?
He was good at some things and not at others.
Not at what?
Well, he was meticulous and a hard worker. But he had some antiquated ideas which I didn't approve of.
Oh, what were these?
You see, you're trying to make me say things that I don't wish to say. I don't want to make it harder for Mr. Edingburn to get a job.
Do you realise what you just said, Mr. Samkins? He is in the dock, you know.
Yes, I do realise.
And had you accepted his apology for having mistakenly removed your coat from the cloakroom, he wouldn't be there, would he?
Lord, not only is that a matter of conjecture, but my learned friend is deliberately confusing two separate issues here. This action is a criminal case brought by the Crown and not by Mr. Samkins. And it is grossly improper to pillory him for that, or for doing his duty as a member of the public and informing the police about an alleged theft.
The purpose of my questions, my lord, is to prick this bubble of reluctance and expose the malice that lies beneath it.
Well, if that is the purpose, I suppose I must allow you to continue. But I hope very much that this mountain you seem determined to make out of the molehill will not turn out to be built on sand, Mr. Lotterby. I apologise for mixing my metaphors.
Your lordship mixes them most graphically. Now, Mr. Samkins, a few antiquated ideas. Could you be more specific, please?
Well, he was of the opinion that a worker is a worker, management is management, and each should keep its proper place.
I see, and what do you believe?
I've always run the factory on the lines of equal rights for everybody.
A socialist, Mr. Samkins?
Is that absolutely necessary, Mr. Lotterby?
If it pleases your lordship, to establish that Mr. Edingburn has been victimised for his political views as well.
Very well.
Socialist?
Yes.
Were Mr. Edingburn's political opinions known to you?
Yes, I believe he was Conservative.
And that's one reason why you got rid of him?
No.
Old-fashioned Conservative?
I don't see what my political affiliations or those of Mr. Edinburgh...
I think you will, Mr. Samkins. Did you have cause sometimes to chide Mr. Edinburgh for this old-fashioned attitude towards the workers?
Gently, yes.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it was very gentle. Was this as a result of complaints from the workers themselves?
Sometimes, yes.
Mr. Drake and Mr. Steele?
Sometimes.
What did they complain of?
Of his high-handed attitude, being picked upon, insulted.
About which you gently spoke to him?
Yes.
Did you believe them?
Yes, I did.
Why didn't you sack him? Get rid of him? He's been with you for 9 years. You employed him. You interviewed him. You must have known all about his attitude.
Yes.
You employ a man as personnel manager who is, in your view, high-handed with the personnel, who you believe insults them, picks on them, calls them troublemakers. They complain, and you gently reprove him. What kind of a socialist are you?
Lord, if this isn't straying from the point, I don't know what is. My learned friend's remarks would be more appropriate at a Labour Party conference.
Mr. Lotterby, I am, for one, confused.
I'm sorry, my lord.
I presume that the line of questioning you are taking to the witness is to establish that because of his past behaviour, his evidence against the defendant is not to be relied upon.
Just so, my lord.
That he has invented the stories of the defendant's behaviour in order to back his own allegation against him, the theft of that coat which you say was maliciously inspired.
Yes, my lord.
Now, you suggested that this witness was acting in concord and secretly and going behind the back of his own personnel manager to the workers in his own factory. Now, that was what you were suggesting, wasn't it?
Yes, my lord.
Now, there's one question I would like to ask you, Mr. Samkins. Why do you continue to employ a man as personnel manager who, by your very own testimony, cannot manage personnel?
Well, because I liked him.
You liked a man who picked on the workers, told them they were troublemakers and insulted them?
Yes.
Carry on, Mr. Lotterby.
Thank you, my lord. So, Mr. Samkins, when it was convenient to you, you collaborated with these workers, and at all other times you supported Mr. Edingburn's attitudes to them.
No, I did not.
In your company, it wasn't in the business of equal shares for all, was it? It was there to make profits for its shareholders and to pay your salary. You used Mr. Edinburgh as a buffer between yourself and the workers.
No. We paid very good wages, and I had an excellent relationship between myself and the workers and Mr. Edinburgh.
Until your double game was out in the open, until you received your golden handshake, until Mr. Edinburgh became expendable to you.
Now, this is where the line of questioning becomes obscure again, Mr. Lotterby. I mean, either the defendant was a buffer between the managing director and the workers, or he was not. Either he had good relations with them, or he did not. I mean, was there a conspiracy between him and Mr. Samkins, or was there not?
My lord, these are questions I want answers to as much as you. It's my purpose now to show that this witness was telling Mr. Edinburgh one thing and his employees another. In short, that his word cannot be trusted.
Yes, but was the defendant high-handed, or was he not? Are you putting it that he was not?
I'm sorry, my lord?
Mr. Lotterby, I couldn't be clearer. If he was high-handed, then the witness was perfectly within his rights in dismissing him. If he wasn't high-handing, how are you suggesting that he was a buffer? I'm bewildered.
My lord, I seek to establish that throughout his engagement, Mr. Edinburgh's policies were being encouraged by Mr. Samkins. Well, at the same time, Mr. Samkins was being equally encouraging to his employees, whilst pretending that he disliked and disapproved of Mr. Edinburgh's methods.
Playing one off against the other.
That's so, my lord.
Is that the case?
No, it is not, my lord.
Then you still have to establish it, Mr. Lotterby.
Mr. Samkins, wasn't Mr. Edinburgh applying to the new company for a post with them?
Yes, he was.
Wasn't it clear to you that he might inform the new company about your duplicity?
I don't know what on earth you're talking about.
I'm talking about your part in this work-in, Mr. Samkins.
I've said I had no part in the work-in.
He would have spilt the beans if he got a job with Titus Metals, wouldn't he? Oh, you've got many reasons why you should stand here in this court and tell these stories about Mr. Edinburgh, haven't you? Reasons for blackening his name.
They are all perfectly true.
And most of these reasons have to do with the fact that you are a rich man trying to pose as a socialist, isn't that right?
Absolute nonsense.
Just answer yes or no.
My lord.
Listen to me. Knowing that you were going to lose all control over this company that you built up over the past 25 years into a going concern, having used an old-fashioned Tory as part of that success story, You pushed over to him the worst job of all, the task of sacking 300 men. Now, having plotted a work-in at the factory with these men...
really?
Just let me finish, Mr. Samkins. In order to show them what a devoted socialist you were, while at the same time receiving £65,000 from your capitalist friends, you decided to make a scapegoat out of Mr. Erringburn by sacking him early on.
Oh, I protest.
Yes, I dare say you do, Mr. Samkins. These are facts you didn't want to emerge, aren't they? Well, it's Mr. Erringburn who has more cause to protest than you. He's the one who now has to make a living, isn't he? Without any golden handshake.
Mr. Samkins, did you have any part in planning the work-in which is now taking place at Wright Samkins?
No, I did not. I sympathise with them. Good luck to them. They're proving that the firm can still remain solvent.
What does the factory produce, Mr. Samkins?
Ashtrays, stair rods, window frames, that sort of thing, my lord.
So you're no conspirator? We can dispense with that one?
Yes, we can.
Did you dismiss Mr. Erringburn on the date planned as part of the factory's agreed schedule?
Yes, I did.
Had you heard that he'd refused to take part in the work-in?
No, I did not.
So we can throw out this idea that you dismissed him because he refused to take part?
We can.
Did you tell him to run down the factory starting with the paint shop?
Yes, I did.
But he began with the troublemakers, that's what you said, wasn't it?
That is right.
Did you object to Mr. Erringburn's politics?
No, I did not.
Did he object to yours?
No, he did not.
Were you surprised when he started making these attacks on you, putting papers on your desk, bending your wing mirror, writing you this letter, and so on?
I was. I thought it was all so petty.
Why didn't you tell anybody about them?
Well, I didn't want to hold him up to ridicule.
Have you ever felt any malice towards Mr. Erringburn?
None whatsoever.
Tell me this date, the date of Mr. Erringburn's dismissal. Have you a memo on the subject or anything like that? A document recording the dates when the employees would have to leave?
No, my lord. I gave him that date some time in advance.
And he thought you said that he'd be kept on until the end and not until September.
That's what he said, yes.
Mr. Samkins, until these events that you've described, these petty incidents, were you satisfied with Mr. Erringburn's competence to carry out his duties in the interests of the company? You said that you kept him on because you liked him, but that wasn't the only reason, was it?
No.
But basically, he did his job well, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Mr. Samkins, you cannot have it both ways. In one breath you say he was high-handed with the personnel, and in the next you say that he basically did his job well. I mean, you tolerate his policies on the one hand, and you agreed with his complaining workers on the other. Now, it does sound a bit as if you were playing a double game, doesn't it?
Well, perhaps it's because I'm not a very good businessman. My heart tends to rule my head, I'm afraid.
Yes, it seemed a very good business to me, Mr. Samkins. You did very well out of it. All right.
I have no more questions, my lord.
Well, just one more thing, Mr. Samkins. You instructed Mr. Erringburn to dismiss the people in the paint shop first.
Yes, my lord.
Have you any record of these instructions?
No, my lord.
No memos or anything like that?
No, my lord. These directions were given verbally.
Like all the others? Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Call Peter Anthony Drake. What is your occupation, Mr. Drake?
I'm a lathe operator.
And what was your place of employment until February of this year?
The Wright Samkins Metal Works at Headingham. It still is my place of work, my lord.
How long have you been employed at Wright Samkins?
5 years.
And were you a shop steward at Wright Samkins?
Yes, I still am.
You needn't keep saying that, Mr. Drake. Your point is taken. Counsel is referring to the period leading to the closing down of the works.
Am I right in saying that the defendant, Graham Erringburn, was your shop steward at Wright Samkins?
Yes, all the time I was there.
And I believe that in August of last year, Mr. Erringburn dismissed you.
Yes, well, it was this question of redundancy. He gave me and about 15 others a sack when he shouldn't have done. The whole of the Works Committee were fired.
But then you complained to Mr. Samkins and were reinstated.
Yes.
Did you have any conversation with Mr. Erringburn after you'd been reinstated?
Yes, he came to see me. He said, since you're helping Mr. Samkins make all the decisions in this company, perhaps you'll let me know what you've decided. It will make things easier for us.
And what did you say?
Well, I said, Samkins told you to sack the paint shop first, and he said Samkins told him nothing of the sort. He said, you haven't won yet, there isn't going to be a work-in.
Mr. Erringburn said, you haven't won yet, there isn't going to be a work-in.
Yes. Well, that's when I saw why he'd sacked us. He'd heard about this work-in we're on now. Well, he'd always been at us. I suppose this was too much for him.
Why do you say he'd always been at you, Mr. Drake?
Well, he's anti-union, anti-working class, anti-everything. He's always made that very clear.
Had you complained to Mr. Samkins about his behaviour before?
Oh, yes, we did, but we gave up complaining because Mr. Samkins did absolutely nothing about it.
Did you ask Mr. Erringburn to take part in your projected work-in?
Yes, I went to see him and invited him to join us.
And what was his reaction?
He nearly went through the roof, told me to get out of his office.
Did he give any reason for declining your invitation?
No, he was too angry, but he's always made it clear that he was on the other side of the fence.
Well, could you explain that, please?
No, he was management and we were Labour.
Did you tell Mr. Samkins that you'd invited Mr. Erringburn to join you in the factory after it had closed down?
No, why should I?
What was your relationship with Mr. Samkins?
That was all right. He was all right, no different really from any other employer.
You see, Mr. Drake, it's been suggested in this court that there was an arrangement between you and Mr. Samkins, a special relationship.
No.
Even though he gave you his moral support in taking over the factory?
No, that was unusual and it was a gesture, but nothing more.
Well, can you tell the court any more about Mr. Erringburn's behaviour in August and September of last year?
Well, it was definitely strange. He turned very sour and nasty with everybody.
And how did this show itself?
Well, he wouldn't talk to anybody and he took one of our notices down.
What notice was that?
Well, it was a notice advertising a meeting with the London District Secretary of our union.
And you saw him take it down?
I saw him, yes. He didn't see me. I went up to him and asked him to put it back. Well, he denied he had it. I could see it sticking out of his pocket.
What else did he say?
Well, he said he wished he was dead.
Did he say why?
He had the idea that Mr. Samkins and the workers were ganging up on him for some unpatriotic reason.
Red's under the bed.
Oh, my lord. Yes, Mr. Fry, this case is difficult enough to follow without you leading the witnesses.
I apologise, my lord. What conclusions did you draw about Mr. Erringburn's behaviour, Mr. Drake?
Well, to tell you the truth, I thought he needed help. The doctor told him that.
Had you been ganging up on him?
No, of course not.
So in August, in the early part of September last year, you thought that Mr. Erringburn was acting very strangely?
Oh, he was a sick man, no doubt about it.
Thank you, Mr. Drake.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Drake. Why are you giving evidence in this court?
Well, I was asked to.
Who asked you to?
Well, Mr. Samkins first.
Mr. Samkins, yes. Why did Mr. Samkins ask you to give evidence?
Well, because he thought Mr. Erringburn had stolen his coat.
I see. This was part of your special arrangement with Mr. Samkins, was it?
There wasn't any special arrangement.
A special arrangement that put Mr. Erringburn out of a job 5 months early.
I don't know what you mean.
When Mr. Samkins asked you to give evidence, where were you?
Well, we met in a pub near the factory, if I remember right.
He told you the story he was planning to tell, did he, about the mirror and the letter and all that?
Yeah.
He put it to you that this was a chance to stop Mr. Erringburn from getting a job with the opposition, didn't he?
No, that's ridiculous. I tried to talk him out of it.
And together you invented this story about the taking down of the notice, didn't you?
Oh, come off it.
Because you owed him a favour for getting rid of Mr. Erringburn, didn't you?
I mean, it's all petty when you come down to what you're saying, isn't it?
As soon as Mr. Erringburn had refused to cooperate in your illegal work-in, he was sacked, wasn't he?
We didn't have anything to do with that.
Oh, come now, Mr. Drake. Are you telling this court that you didn't inform your cheerleader, Mr. Samkins, that Mr. Erringburn had been approached?
I didn't.
Well, I put it to you that you did.
Well, I didn't. Nobody else did either. Well, what do you think we were telling Mr. Samkins? It was none of his business. He was in cahoots with the opposition.
Now, what opposition are you talking about?
Titus Metals, the ones that want to close us up and build offices. That's what all this is about, you know, not 200 quid coats. This is about people's jobs.
That's enough of that, Mr. Drake, and it is not what this is about. You are being asked if you gave information to the ex-managing director of Wright Samkins with a view to terminating the defendant's employment.
Didn't quite manage to get all that.
And will you kindly not be impertinent, Mr. Drake? Did you conspire with Mr. Samkins to get Mr. Erringburn dismissed?
Look, I'd like to get this straight, what you call a special relationship with Mr. Samkins. He says he sympathises. He says he's a socialist. He's what used to be called a fellow traveller. He even said at one stage that he'd like to run the firm as a cooperative. But he couldn't. We knew that. He was running it for other people. Well, you can't run with the hare and hunt with the hounds. Mr. Erringburn used to accuse us of having Mr. Samkins in our pockets. Oh, no. He had us. He used to tell Mr. Erringburn one thing one minute and us something completely different the next. I mean, 65,000 quid? How crypto-conservative can you get?
Are you now saying you don't trust Mr. Samkins?
My lord, my learned friend well knows that Mr. Drake is speaking in the political sense. This has nothing to do with Mr. Samkins' reliability as a witness.
No, I hadn't said that.
But you were going to.
No, his reliability as an employee.
Gentlemen, will you kindly address yourselves to this court?
I'm sorry, my lord.
Did you have any malicious intentions towards the accused?
Come again?
Now, Mr. Drake, you seem to understand the language perfectly well when you speak it yourself. Just answer the question.
No, we had better things to do.
My lord. You address me as my lord.
Oh, my lord.
Carry on, Mr. Lotterby.
Thank you, my lord. I put it to you, Mr. Drake, that you have come into this court with a story that has been deliberately concocted between yourself and Mr. Samkins.
That's rubbish.
That at all times Mr. Edinburgh behaved with dignity and decorum, and that this incident of the notice is a fabrication.
I'm not going to come in here and tell lies about that.
Lies! Lies that are meant to discredit Mr. Edinburgh in this court.
Listen, there's a sort of economic battle going on out there. What do I want to come in here for?
Mr. Lotterby and Mr. Fry, I warned you earlier that I would not tolerate it if you strayed from the issues in these proceedings. And I would remind you again that this case is about the theft of a coat. And I must remind you further that the police witness gave evidence that there were 2 coats in the defendant's cupboard, Mr. Samkins' coat at the back and his own on a special accessible hook in the front of the cupboard. I remind you that this witness also gave evidence that the defendant said he always placed his own coat on that accessible hook. Later, Mr. Samkins maintained that the defendant, when at his place of work, also kept his coat on a special hook. I think we've explored quite sufficiently with this witness whether Mr. Edinburgh bore any malice towards Mr. Samkins, or Mr. Samkins bore malice towards Mr. Edinburgh, or whether there was a particular feeling between Mr. Samkins and the members of the Works Committee. Now, may we please get back to matters which concern us?
I have no further questions of this witness, my lord.
Nor I, my lord.
Then you may leave the witness box, Mr. Drake.
That concludes the case for the prosecution, my lord.
Mr. Lotterby?
There's only one witness for the defence, my lord. I call the defendant Mr. Graham Edinburgh.
The case of the Queen against Edinburgh will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. Nobody expected the trial of Graham Edinburgh for stealing an overcoat from the executive washroom of Wright Samkins Metals to go into a third day. Mr. Edinburgh, who used to be personnel manager at the firm, has elected to be tried by jury because he claims that he is being framed. He claims that Mr. Samkins, the owner of the coat and the managing director of the firm, bore him a grudge because he would not take part in an occupation to protest against the takeover of the factory. As a result, he claims he was victimized, made redundant, and charged with stealing the coat. Today, it is his turn to give evidence.
You are Mr. Graham Edinburgh of 18 Priory Avenue, Rilmarket?
I am, yes.
And until September of last year, were you employed as personnel manager at Wright Samkins Metals Limited in Hedingham?
In Brickhouse Road, yes.
You were charged with stealing that overcoat, the property of Mr. Samkins, the managing director of the company you worked for. What do you have to say to that charge?
I am not guilty of stealing that coat.
But you did take it?
Oh, yes, I took it, obviously. But I did not steal it.
Now, what happened then, Mr. Edinburgh?
Well, on September the 4th, which is the day I must have taken the coat, I have a hazy recollection that I did not take my own overcoat to the factory. I can only assume, I've no memory of this, I can only assume that at the end of the day I went to the cloakroom and, forgetting that I'd not taken my own overcoat to the office, took Mr. Samkins' coat in error, supposing it was my own, but I've no very clear memory of this.
You took it home, hung it up, and forgot about it?
Yes, I must have absent-mindedly put it at the back of my cupboard and then forgotten about it. Obviously, the next day I took my own coat to the office and never noticed
You say absent-mindedly. You're not usually an absent-minded person, are you?
No, I'm not.
Do you have any explanation for being absent-minded on this particular day?
Well, I certainly have. I was very preoccupied at this time, not least with the problem of finding another job. I was getting near my moment of departure from Wright Samkins, and I'd had no replies to any of my letters. It's not always easy to find employment.
Have you found employment?
Not yet, no.
Do you have a wife and family?
Yes, I have a wife and 2 teenage boys.
And a heavy mortgage?
Very heavy.
So you were extremely worried during the period coming up to your leaving the firm?
I was, yes.
When the inspector visited you, what was your reaction?
Well, I was absolutely horrified by what I'd done. I telephoned Mr. Samkins at once to apologize.
You rang him from the police station?
I did, yes.
And what was his reaction?
Well, it was quite extraordinary. He slammed the telephone down after telling me that he was going to continue to press the charge.
Now, Mr. Edinburgh, you have heard all that has been said in this court.
Yes, I have. And I must say that my faith in human nature has been seriously eroded.
Why do you say that?
Well, I've never listened to so many fanciful stories or heard such chicanery in all my life.
All right, then let's deal with these things one by one in chronological order. When did you learn that your days were numbered at Wright Samkins, Mr. Edinburgh?
Well, it must have been in March of last year. Mr. Samkins came to my office and told me about the proposed takeover. He said that I would have to stay on until the end because it was necessary that the rundown of the factory be completed as smoothly as possible. And as personnel manager, I would have to stay to the end.
He made that point very clear?
Oh, yes, he spelt it out.
So when the time came to start the phasing out, were you given instructions?
Yes, I was told to diminish each department of the factory equally, gradually over 6 months.
Would this be 1/6 each month?
It would, yes.
Did he mention the paint shop?
No, not once.
Would it be reasonable to run down the paint shop before any other department?
Well, of course not. We were still fulfilling our orders. Things had to be painted.
Did you fulfill his instructions exactly?
I did, yes.
Did you say to Mr. Drake when you dismissed him, there isn't going to be a work-in?
No, I didn't. It wasn't even mentioned.
Now, what happened after you had given Mr. Drake notice?
Well, Mr. Samkins informed me that he had reinstated several of the workers to whom I had given notice.
Did this surprise you?
Well, I realized at once what I'd done. I'd included 1 or 2 of his pets in the list. No, it didn't surprise me. It had happened before. Mr. Samkins I would do something according to his instructions, and then he would revoke it.
Did you greatly object to this behavior on Mr. Samkins' part?
Well, it made me look a bit of a fool, but I got used to that. No, I didn't object.
And what next?
I received my own notice 5 months early.
Before you received your notice, did anything else happen?
Yes, Mr. Drake and Mr. Steele, 2 of the shop stewards, came to see me and told me of the proposed work-in they were planning after the takeover. They even invited me to join them. They said I could stay on as personnel manager.
And what did you say?
I told them that I had no interest in taking part in an illegal proceeding, and they left.
Did you go through the roof?
No, I didn't. I said that I believed in the freedom of the individual up to the point where that freedom comes into conflict with the law. Then they left.
When did you receive your month's notice?
Believe it or not, the following day.
The following day? And what was your reaction to that?
Well, I went to see Mr. Samkins and Watts and reminded him of his promise to me that I would stay on until the end. He denied making any such promise and said now was the time I had to go.
Did you tip over a chair?
No, I didn't.
Did you tear down a notice about a union meeting from the notice board?
That's beyond my comprehension, no.
Did you drop some papers in front of Mr. Samkins?
No.
Did you bend Mr. Samkins' mirror, the wing mirror of his car?
Well, that's the most childish thing of all. What can I say? No, of course I didn't.
Did you stop Mr. Samkins in the corridor and say, even worms turn?
Well, when I heard that,
Just answer the question, Mr. Edinburgh.
I'm so sorry, my lord. No, I did not.
Did you write him a letter?
No.
How did you behave during your last month at Wright Samkins?
Well, as I'd behaved for 9 years. I bit my tongue on occasions, but I weathered it. It wasn't made any easier by the belief that if I hadn't inadvertently picked on some of his favorites and if I'd agreed to take part in an illegal proceeding, I could have looked forward to 5 further months' employment with the firm.
Now, let us go back to what you felt when you heard you were being charged with this offence.
Well, it suddenly all clicked into place. It made sense. Mr. Samkins had been backing all the horses, so to speak.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I said before that Mr. Samkins would often revoke policy decisions that I was carrying through on his behalf. I'd got used to that. Now I see why he did it. He did it to ingratiate himself with the labour force. This has now been proved. I've never picked on anyone in my life. It's not in my nature. Besides, I've been in labour management relations far too long to be stupid enough to indulge in that sort of thing.
Mr. Drake says that you disposed of the whole of the Works Committee in one go. What do you say to that?
Well, that was the Executive Committee, my lord. 5 men and 2 women. Well, it happened that way. I know it looks bad, but I must ask you to believe me when I say that I had no idea they were members of the Executive Committee. I rarely had any dealings with them.
Yes, but as personnel manager, you would have been involved in negotiations with them, surely.
No, Mr. Samkins and the Works Manager always dealt with the Executive Committee.
Did you pick on anybody because of their political opinions?
No, of course not. Rather the reverse, as a matter of fact.
How do you mean?
Well, shop stewards nowadays are left-wing, as was Mr. Samkins. They knew my political opinions. They used to get their little digs in. I didn't mind that.
You stated that Mr. Samkins was backing all the horses. Now, what did you mean by that?
Well, he was getting an enormous sum of money from Titus Metals, and yet he was secretly encouraging the workers in their plans for a work-in at the factory after the takeover, backing all the horses. Everyone knew that I'd applied to Titus Metals for a position myself. I dare say he was afraid that if I got a job with them, they might find out what he'd been up to. So I had to be discredited, which is why I've been accused, and this is why I wanted a jury to hear this.
All this dawned on you when, Mr. Eddingburn?
As soon as I'd put the telephone down, when Mr. Samkins refused to accept my apology.
And when the men sometimes complained to Mr. Samkins about your attitude to them, did he talk to you about that?
He told me to take no notice. It was the working man's nature to grouse, he said.
So what you're saying, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that before August of last year, Mr. Samkins usually supported you in your attitudes, but sometimes unreasonably revoked your decisions.
And I now realize that he wanted to appear one thing to me and another to the men on the shop floor. Don't you see? I'd become a scapegoat. I didn't consciously take that overcoat.
Will you confine yourself, Mr. Eddingburn, please, to answering counsel's questions?
But I bear no grudge towards Mr. Samkins, my lord.
Even though he had dismissed you 5 months early?
But to take his overcoat like that, for a thing like that, good God, it's the action of a retarded child. I'm a man of 52, desperately trying to find another job. It's hard enough as it is. I've got to be careful, but to do things like that, write letters, break wing mirrors, and then to take his overcoat. Well, you've got to believe me, please.
Thank you, Mr. Eddingburn.
Mr. Eddingburn, I'm sure that everybody in this court would like to believe that you took that coat innocently. But that explanation is simply not consistent with the facts, is it? Let us look at what you're asking us to believe, Mr. Eddingburn. You're asking us to believe that on the day in question, instead of going to the hook and the hanger where you habitually kept your coat, you walked absent-mindedly to another hook on the opposite side of the cloakroom, 6 yards across the room on the opposite wall, and absent-mindedly took Mr. Samkins's coat from its hanger.
Yes.
And you were so absent-minded that you didn't notice the different texture or the different collar and cuffs.
Yes.
Did you put it on?
I don't remember.
Absent-mindedly, then, you took it over your arm, out of the factory and into the car park. And what would you have done then? Put it on the back seat?
No, the passenger seat, I usually do.
So even then, you were so absent-minded that you failed to notice this distinctive black overcoat sitting beside you with its velvet appurtenances.
I'm sorry.
Trimming.
Oh, yes.
You then drove home a matter of some 12 miles, stopping every now and again at traffic lights, looking round, still not noticing.
Yes.
You arrived at your house, picked up the coat from the seat, and absent-mindedly not noticing, walked into the house, greeted, no doubt, by your wife. She didn't notice either?
No, neither of us noticed.
Well, what happened next is a very sticky patch, Mr. Eddingburn. You opened the cupboard where you kept your own coat, which you always kept on a hanger just inside the door.
Yes.
So that when you opened the door, your coat would have been hanging there.
Well, yes.
And even though there was no light in the cupboard, it would have been visible in the daylight from the hall once the door was opened.
Well, not if it was very murky.
Now, the next thing takes a good deal of explaining, Mr. Erringburn. You bypassed that coat and that hanger. You walked down the steps to the back of the cupboard, and there, in the darkness, at the back of the cupboard, among the dirty gardening coats, you hung Mr. Samkins's coat on a hook without a hammer and walked out.
Well, I must have been distracted.
And for 5 days you didn't notice it hanging there. Well, you didn't normally hang your own coat in the darkness at the back of the cupboard on a hook without a hanger, did you, Mr. Erringburn?
No, I didn't.
A very strange aberration, this, Mr. Erringburn. Now, in your position as personnel manager of Wright Samkins, you'd have to know all the employees, wouldn't you? All the workers in the factory.
Yes.
You'd have to deal with their problems. Unemployment, pensions, bonus arrangements, problems at work, and so on. You knew them jolly well, didn't you?
Well, I tried to, yes.
And yet you're saying that you didn't know that 5 of the people you told to their faces they were about to be dismissed were members of the Works Committee.
Well, the executive committee was changing all the time. One couldn't keep track of it.
A man who was an unmitigated snob wouldn't last long as the personnel manager of a firm that relied upon working-class labour, would he, Mr. Erringburn?
No, he wouldn't.
Unless, of course, he was tolerated by his executive directors.
Well, I don't understand what you're trying to imply.
No. Did you ever take lunch in the works canteen like the other members of the managerial staff?
No, I preferred to have my lunch alone at a public house further down the road.
You never even went there for your tea break, did you?
Well, my tea was brought round.
You really disdained the company of working people, didn't you?
No, that's not true.
Did they call you sir?
Usually, yes.
Do you like being called sir?
I think it's proper.
Proper? What special reason is there why you should be called sir and not Mr. Erringburn?
Well, I didn't insist on it.
But you never forbade people to call you sir, did you?
No, I think it shows a mark of respect.
Respect for you?
No, not me, for my position.
Yes, well, let's talk about your position, Mr. Erringburn. Now, why should you, of the 6 members of the managerial staff at Wright Samkins, why should you alone have had a key to the director's workroom?
Well, I had a position of extreme responsibility.
Wasn't it because you objected to sharing a cloakroom with common working men?
No, that's not true. It's a fallacy.
Perhaps you'd tell us what class you feel you belong to, Mr. Erringburn.
I beg your pardon?
Well, we have in our society a distinct social structure. I believe we're members of either the working, the middle, or the upper class. What class do you feel that you belong to?
Well, the middle?
You're not sure?
Well, yes, yes.
Well, I believe that this is further stratified. There is an upper middle, a middle, and a lower middle. Have you thought about that?
Well, hardly upper middle.
You mean there's an area between the middle and the upper middle which you occupy?
Well, it's very silly, this, isn't it?
What was your father's occupation, Mr. Erringburn?
He was a carpenter.
And your grandfather's?
I believe he was a cellarman. I think he worked at a public house.
So that you are of working class descent, but now you feel that you are of middle to upper middle class.
I mean, the way you put it, it's ridiculous.
In other words, you've worked your way up the social scale.
Yes, I have, and I'm proud of that.
And are of a different class from the men whose lives you managed on that shop floor. Oh, come now, Mr. Erringburn, they were working class and you were not. We've just reached that conclusion, haven't we?
Yes, but the way you put it,
They were not up to your status, Mr. Erringburn. I put it to you that when your turn came to receive your notice at Wright Samkins, you objected not because you were going before your time, but because you were going before people of a lower social order.
No.
You'd served Mr. Samkins well, hadn't you? You shared his confidence at times, and you emulated his position. You shared his cloakroom, and I believe had a place next to his in the car park. You really thought you were of his social standing, didn't you, Mr.
But I didn't ape him. I don't behave like that.
How have you been living whilst waiting for this case to come up?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, you were charged in September. 3 months to the magistrate's court, 4 months waiting for the hearing. How have you been supporting yourself and your family?
If you must know, I've been living on my savings.
Did you register with the Social Security Office?
For a time, yes.
Did you claim unemployment benefits, the dole?
For 2 months, yes.
And then you stopped?
Yes.
Why was that?
Well, there were always queues, sometimes up to an hour long. There seems to be a great deal of unemployment in Fulchester at the moment.
Queues of working class people?
Mostly, yes.
And you preferred not to queue?
Yes.
You didn't even get your card stamped, did you?
No.
Suddenly you become a working-class person. What class would you put Mr. Samkins in?
Well, all this talk about class...
Upper middle?
Sure. I suppose so, yes.
But he hobnobbed with the men, didn't he?
He spent a lot of time on the shop floor, certainly.
And that's bad, isn't it, in your eyes?
I think it undermines one in the eye.
Please finish, Mr. Ellingburn.
I think it's difficult to maintain the proper relationship between labour and management if one has too close a contact.
How did you feel when you learnt that Mr. Samkins actually sympathised with their projected working?
I was amazed.
Would it be too wild to say that your opinions of Mr. Samkins were like this, that he was, in your eyes, a traitor to his own class?
Well, it is a bit wild, but...
A Judas? You did write that letter, didn't you? Didn't you?
No.
You did say, even worms will turn. You did say, I wish I was dead.
No, none of this is true.
The men you so despised on that shop floor, the men you'd taken care to get rid of at the earliest opportunity, had been given their jobs back by Mr. Samkins, and you were out. That fell on you like a ton of bricks, didn't it?
It's monstrous. It's so far from the truth.
And so you began to do things that were less fitting to a man of 50 than a child of 7. For that is what you are beneath your veneer, Mr. Ellingburn. A stunted personality, living in the past.
My lord, is this going to be allowed?
You took a 200-guinea coat, the property of a man you thought had betrayed you. You took it as an act of revenge.
No! I did not steal that coat.
No further questions, Not.
I've no re-examination, my lord.
Then very well, you may return to the dock, Mr. Ellingburn.
That concludes the case for the defence.
May it please your lordship, members of the jury, there is a saying, put a beggar on horseback and he will outride the devil. Now that, I suggest, is an apt description of the accused in this case. You have witnessed the sad spectacle of a man driven by his exaggerated notion of his social status to commit an act of petty revenge. However, Mr. Ellingburn has chosen to be tried by a jury, and you must therefore consider his claim that he acted absent-mindedly in taking his employer's coat home. And perhaps if he brought it back the following day, you could have believed it. But I cannot believe, and I doubt if you can, that he acted absent-mindedly when he hid that coat at the back of his cupboard and left it there until he was visited by the police. His other actions, flinging papers on the boss's desk, attacking his car and so on, were quick outbursts that were soon over, but this was less easy because this time he'd landed himself with embarrassing evidence of his foolishness and, I suspect, lacked the courage to own up. Now, all you have to decide, members of the jury, the only thing, is whether or not Mr. Ellingburn took that coat by accident or design. Everything else you've heard, politics, golden handshake, work-in and the lot, is entirely beside the point and may well have been introduced as a smokescreen to confuse you. But I'm afraid it is only too clear that Mr. Ellingburn, grieved at the loss of his job and annoyed that men of a lower social status had been given their jobs back, gave way to childish anger and showed it in a series of petty actions against his employer. Taking the overcoat was the last of these. I submit that he did it deliberately and that you have no choice but to bring in a verdict of guilty.
Mr. Lotterby.
My lord, members of the jury, just recently a legal friend of mine discovered his transistor radio in the fridge. He'd inadvertently placed it there some days before, while at the same time he discovered a bottle of milk, somewhat curdled, on a bookshelf in the living room. Now, I expect each one of you has a similar story to tell of a similar lapse into this state which we call absent-minded. Now, do you find it in any way difficult to believe that Mr. Ellingburn, with all the pressures that were on him, could have taken this coat by mistake, taken it home with him, and placed it in the cupboard? Oh, yes, he hung it at the back of the cupboard instead of the front. Well, I've done more absent-minded things than that myself. But the owner of the coat, Mr. Samkins, as soon as he discovered his loss, complained to the police that it had been stolen by Mr. Ellingburn. And a detective inspector, no less, appeared on my client's doorstep. Well, that must have given him quite a shock. But imagine the bigger shock when he discovered that Mr. Samkins' coat was in his cupboard, because he had no idea that he'd taken it. Now, Mr. Edingburn immediately apologised to Mr. Samkins, but Mr. Samkins continued to insist that he was a thief, and as a result, my client stands here in the dock. Well, perhaps you think that Mr. Edingburn may be a bit of a snob, but a thief? As we've heard, Mr. Samkins has more to gain by framing my client than Mr. Edingburn had in stealing his coat. I ask you to find him not guilty.
Now, members of the jury, it's not disputed that the accused took Mr. Samkins' coat from the cloakroom at the offices where he worked. It's not disputed that the accused took that coat home, put it in the back of his cupboard, and kept it there for 5 days. The only issue is whether the accused took and kept that coat mistakenly, or whether he took it dishonestly, perhaps inspired by malice for Mr. Samkins. Now, Mr. Samkins said the accused behaved in such a way that suggested that he had a grudge against him. The accused denies this and says that Mr. Samkins is inventing it out of malice towards him. Well, now it is up to you to decide which of those two you believe. The defence has suggested various elements of double dealing in the industrial relations within the factory. But while these, if true, might furnish a motive for malicious allegations on the part of Mr. Samkins, they might equally well provide a motive for the alleged theft. Now, the prosecution must prove to you beyond all reasonable doubt that the accused was acting dishonestly and not mistakenly. Now, a reasonable doubt means what it says, and must not be confused with, for example, remote or fantastic possibilities. So if you think that there is a reasonable doubt, you must return a verdict of not guilty. But if you think that there is no reasonable doubt, then your verdict must be one of guilty. Now, members of the jury, will you kindly retire to consider your verdict?
All stand. Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict on which you're all agreed?
Yes.
Do you find the prisoner at the bar, Graham Edingburn, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Next week, a chance for you to join another jury in assessing the facts when our cameras return to watch a leading case in the Crown Court.